didn't get to read Michael's script. I'd love to. But I did go up to Northern California, and the artists were saying, "Oh, I've been drawing you for a year." And you saw all this conceptual art where Luke's, in scuba gear with, Daisy's character. What's her name? Ray.
Nerdrotic.com.
We are 2 months away from the opening of Rise of Skywalker, and I believe Disney is in a stone cold panic. They are desperate. They are freaking out. There are a lot of reports, a lot of rumors, and we will get to those. But I think the most important thing is what's right in front of us. We have a lot of evidence that Disney Star Wars kind of wants to turn the page and maybe just get this new trilogy over with. After witnessing the Game of Thrones collapse like everybody else did, I'm sure that is in the back of their mind. But before I get started, if you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel. YouTube has recently made a change to the algorithm that greatly benefits companies like Disney and ABC and does not benefit little independent creators like yours truly. So if you could like and share the videos as much as possible, I would appreciate it, and your favorite YouTuber would appreciate it. We recently passed 140,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who subscribed and who has continued sharing the videos. Before we get to that Entertainment Weekly exclusive interview with JJ Abrams, I would like to address the rumors that have been going around. I heard the same thing from my source, and we will start with the first message. I have some Star Wars info. They are still shooting. The movie has the Solo treatment. Remember, it's due in 64 days at the time of the message. This is not some casual 2-week reshoot. This is almost 75% of the film. Now, I pressed him on this, and he shot back that this was done over a 3-month period. To be fair, I reached out to an alternative source. This alternative source said this is complete BS. Now, my insider has reported that there are 6 possible edits to this film, and there is some stuff out there from the Access Media that might go along with what he's saying. Screen Rant, September 2nd, JJ Abrams is grateful for all Star Wars fans, but knows he won't please everyone. My insider said that Disney wasn't pleased with that and told him to make it right, to go and make something that will please most everyone. Then, comicbook.com, owned by CBS, reports on September 11th that Star Wars reshoots are still going on. And we have heard that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker's ending was changed during filming. This was reported by Cinema Blend 6 months ago. I don't really take anything that the Access Media sells me at face value, but if you believe them, it was just a month and 10 days ago that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was in reshoots, and I believe they still are. 75% right now? No, I don't believe that. Are there 6 edits of the film? Yeah, I can totally believe that, and I think Midnight's Edge made a pretty damn good case in their video. So, we get to the latest article from JJ Abrams. Last Friday, JJ Abrams gave an exclusive interview with Entertainment Weekly. JJ Abrams says Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker strives to give a cohesive ending to all 9 films. The key word there is strive. We're not screwing around, declares the Rise of Skywalker director. And in typical Access Media fashion, an hour later, this headline came out from another rag. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker director JJ Abrams promises a cohesive ending to all 9 films. Yes, we're seeing the Access Media in real time defending Disney Star Wars maybe for the last time, but it's the first paragraph that really confirms everything we've always known about JJ Abrams. Endings are the thing that scare me the most. We can see that because you avoid them, well, like JJ Abrams avoids an ending, admits JJ Abrams, which means co-writing and directing Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker must have been at least a little terrifying. And this is where I get to the turning the page part, because we know The Mandalorian premieres on November 12th. Why in the hell would you premiere a Star Wars show, the first thing on TV, during the same season that you're going to release the finale of the Skywalker saga? I'm sensing a little misdirection. After all, there has arguably never been a film tasked with wrapping up more stories that span a longer cinematic time period than Skywalker, and they sure wasted their time in the first 2 movies passing the buck, expecting somebody else to answer that question. The film not only finishes Abrams' Disney-produced trilogy that launched with 2015's The Force Awakens, but also George Lucas's 6 previous episode films, so they've been reduced to episode films, just those George Lucas episode films. Films that began with 1977's A New Hope. No, it was 1977 Star Wars, because I was there, and it didn't say that in the beginning of the film. So that's 42 years of blockbuster sci-fi adventures somehow concluded in one film. And I'm glad they put it somehow concluded, because it won't be. Just as Game of Thrones Season 8, you have waited till the last possible minute to dump the most information on us. But the biggest difference is we actually cared about Jon Snow and Daenerys, and we don't give a crap about, what's her name? Rey and Finn and Poe and the Emperor coming in at the last minute. This is about bringing this thing to a close in a way that is emotional and meaningful, and also satisfying in terms of actually answering as many, and Entertainment Weekly put that in parentheses, which means they added it to the quote, questions as possible, Abrams tells EW in its November issue. So if years from now, someone's watching these movies, all 9 of them, they're watching a story that is as cohesive as possible. Cohesive as possible. You know what would have made it more cohesive? Using George Lucas's original treatments. I'm guessing that would have made things a lot easier. But instead, why don't you just invoke him and not use any of his ideas, because you're one of the best BS artists in Hollywood? That said, Abrams noted that in writing the film, along with Chris Terrio, writer of Batman vs. Superman and the Justice League, the filmmaker left room for inspiration and the unexpected. In other words, he's not going to answer all the questions because he's Jar Jar Abrams, and he's going to go about this the same way he went about The Force Awakens, trying to be as ambiguous as possible, not get pinned down on anything, so he can get the hell out of there and go collect his $500 million from Warner Brothers. While there were many things that were planned for and discussed, George Lucas himself said when he created this, he saw it as three-act plays. That doesn't mean there isn't discovery. That doesn't mean there aren't things that come up that make you realize, oh, here's an opportunity. Again, the word opportunity. What they are doing is retconning this soft reboot. That's what I reported it was. That's what this is. That's what they went about doing with Star Trek, and they did the same damn thing with Star Wars. They've wasted so much time. Again, just like Game of Thrones Season 8. We're going to get a rushed ending and a big information dump at the end that's not going to make any sense at all, said Abrams, who returned to helm the final Skywalker saga chapter after directing 2015's Force Awakens. My God, there's a lot of repeated information in this word salad. It also doesn't mean that there's a list of payoffs that we have to do because of setups. Again, my case in point. But we are also very much aware that this is the end of the trilogy and it needs to satisfy. We went into the thing knowing that it was going to be an ending. We're not screwing around, which is a lot different from what we were hearing just a couple of months ago from the Access Media and Disney Star Wars. Just a couple of months ago in August, a Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker star insists the end is less controversial than Game of Thrones. Daisy Ridley says Star Wars Rise of Skywalker ending won't be as controversial as Game of Thrones finale. And again, I agree, because we had characters we cared about in Game of Thrones. But then the tone changes again. Star Wars, Abrams knows Episode 9 won't please everyone. Also, Kylo Ren's dark side origins won't please everyone, warns Star Wars writers. And comments for Star Wars director JJ Abrams says Rise of Skywalker won't please everyone. Back to JJ Abrams is grateful for all Star Wars fans, but he knows he won't please everyone. And it went quickly from can JJ Abrams stick the landing to we're not screwing around. Jar Jar Abrams says Rise of Skywalker will be a satisfying ending. He's hedging his bets, but again, he is out the door. He just wanted to get done with this. He didn't plan on doing the third film. He set this thing in motion and expected other people to pick it up for him, and it just didn't happen. Kathleen Kennedy dropped all the pieces. Bob Iger dropped all the pieces. Disney Star Wars has failed. That's why we get The Mandalorian at the same time. It is, like I said, a distraction, but we'll see how it plays out.
I hope people are happy. It seems like, because in Hollywood, remember kids,
It's not important if it's of high quality, only if it makes money.
But the battle between the Access Media, Disney Star Wars, and the Fandom Menace is just getting started, and as soon as any of us start complaining about the actual film or even The Mandalorian, we'll get this.
So go f*** yourself if you disagree.
I will say, you are welcome here if you don't agree with me. All are welcome. And if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, well, thank you for listening this long. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.